Hey everybody, and welcome back to the stream. Today we building an open source sign-in with Apple server called FQAuth, as we have been doing for the past few weeks. Let's see, yesterday was pretty exciting. We got 20 gifted subs right around when we hooked up the microservice, the sample microservice with the sample iOS app with the FQAuth server. We had those all running locally using ngrok. That was a good time. And then we prettied up the view, the sample iOS app, and now we're still in the sample iOS app. We're working on the networking helper. That's going to do a few tasks for us when it comes to authentication. Whew. Okay, so that being said, we have a follower goal. When we hit 100 on YouTube or 200 on Twitch, I'm going to do a tie stream, get all nice and dressed up for you all. So 2 opportunities upcoming for a tie stream. Looking forward to that. And yeah, let's continue writing some code. So let's see where we are. Let's run this test. Oh, actually, I think I can run this on a simulator. It's just a unit test. Let's go ahead and change that up. Okay, test succeeded. Yeah, so what we wanted to do was this forbidden response triggers a token refresh and retry. So the way this works is, actually, do I have a graphic for this? I might have a graphic for this. Let's see. So we have in our graphics folder. Oh, we do. We do have a graphic for this. Although I guess this is after we've gotten a forbidden response. I guess this diagram is more about what happens on the server side. Okay. Yeah, these are all. Yeah, so if the token is expired, it's going to return back a forbidden, and that's kind of where we are now. It's kind of a combination of this flow diagram and this flow diagram. So we hit an endpoint, and we see that we get a forbidden back from the iOS app point of view, and then once we get that forbidden, we're going to hit refresh and get a refresh token, and then we're going to try the original endpoint again. That's what's going to happen in this test. So to do that, we have our networking helper. This is where all the logic is going to go for this interaction. We've created some fakes so that we can assert what gets sent over the wire. So I guess we're gonna have like a few requests on this URLSession. So we may need like a queue of requests, because right now it only has the one. Or turn back a default. Oh, we should call that a default. That'd be a nice little refactor. something like that. And we can take off these backticks. There we go. Oh, this needs a request URL. Okay, I guess this needs to be a function then. And this can be URL request.URL. Oh, maybe this should be just the URL. Okay, there we go. This is a little bit easier to read than what we had before. And let's make a forbidden response, I guess. This is going to look pretty much the same. But I think I can put a status code in here somewhere, right? Oh, I want to make a HTTP URL response. Okay. What's the problem? Is it arguments? I thought those were optional. So is this an optional constructor? It is. Okay, let's force unwrap it. So this doesn't have the body on it, it looks like? Or does that come from the URL response? This doesn't have the body either. Okay. So I guess that's why it's separate. Is that easier to look at? The slightly nicer, I would say. Yeah, so this is where it gets stored after. So the way this fake works is we store whatever was passed in, so we can make assertions on it, and then it returns back whatever is in here or a default success. So I guess this needs to be like an array of things. So here now we'll just append it. I guess this can't be the first one every time, right? Do we have a pop? We have a pop last. Do we have a pop first? We do, but what's the problem? Pop first requires the types data, URL response, and array subsequence to be equal. They're just arrays though. What's okay. I feel like this is going to confuse people who are trying to use this. All but the specified number. We need like a test for this test. I definitely need a test for this. Maybe I should be using a library to do this. But it's too late for that now. I mean, it's never too late. I want to do this. Let's see. Wait, so if it's empty, we say fake some URL request. We can make this async. So this is going to say we get the default here. Oh, this is try await. And yeah, let's save this into a constant. This is used all over the place. Okay, let's comment this out. We'll say when no setup, then return default. Actually, maybe this should throw, which is what we had earlier at the end of last stream. Let's go ahead and see how this test goes. Looks like it got a little stuck on something. What's going on, Xcode? So this build succeeded. Gonna hit Command dot to try to make it go again. Okay, that's in the right folder. What's going on, Xcode? Should I quit Xcode and bring it back? I guess so. Guess let's quit the simulator also while we're there. Oh, wait, this was the iOS app. Oh, the sun is starting to come out a little bit. We had a cloudy morning. No, the simulator is not having a good day today. Okay, let's try resetting the simulator. Erase all contents and settings. And while that's going on, let's write the other tests. So returns next result. I guess this is kind of the regular usage. So we'll put some stubs in. And then when we call the URL session, we can assert that we get what we're expecting, which is, I guess, the forbidden version. And yeah, I think this needs to throw when it runs out of items to how can I assert on what the error is? Guess we could just do it old school style. We'll just fail if we didn't get the error. I guess let's optionally cast it, I guess. So I guess it's like it throws when it runs out of responses. Not sure what's going on with the simulator. It is rather stuck. So let's go ahead and try running it on my phone. cancel all the running processes. Okay, well, at least it ran. I'm not sure what's going on with the simulator today, but it's just running the unit tests. So that's what it's called for now. We'll rename it to it ran out of things. So let's call this, let's rename this to maybe stubbed responses. And then let's rename this error. We'll say responses stub is empty. And the comment there is, you know, add more responses, or like something that you didn't expect as the test writer happened. And so we need to update it here as well. Let's go ahead and rerun this test. Oh, this one's needs to be updated as well. Let's run the whole file. Cool, so that passed, but we do have an error down here. Oof. So I know they're the same, but I guess it doesn't conform to equatable, so that's why we're getting a mismatch here. Yeah, it's not equatable. So going back to the test, guess we can just say that the URLs match. Oh, and the status code. Oh, we gotta force cast this down as a HTTP response. Oh, so what I can do is in the URLSession, I could just change the type. Yeah, let's do that. We can update this. We can say this would be 200. What's the error? Oh, right, we need to force unwrap it. Okay. And then the last test we'll do is multiple. Guten Tag, says Bruce Leaf. Good day to you too. URL response has no member status code. Oh, I need to force cast this down to a HTTP URL response. I guess this is one reason to use something like Alamifier, is that even though URLSession has gotten quite a bit better, there's still these little rough edges. And what are we spinning for here, Xcode? Oh, thank you so much for following, Plameng. Welcome to the community. So all the tests passed, but still Xcode is spinning on something. Xcode is having quite the day today. Wow, it's bright green. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Let's go ahead and keep typing. Oh, but I should update the follower count. Thank you. One more towards the goal. Yeah, so our FakeURLSession got so complicated that started needing to write a test for it. Okay, let's try to run this file again. Cannot find result in scope. Oh yeah. Let's run the file. Now I'm expecting a failure here. Okay, good. That's exactly what I was hoping to see. Okay, now we can get back to the test that we're actually working on today, which is what uses this fake. Let's see. I guess I renamed a bunch of stuff. So this is the captured. I guess these names are not that great. So to help us fix that code, let's rename some stuff here. Yeah, so these are the stubs, and these are the received args. There's only one method that we're faking out. So maybe we could get away with doing something like this for now until this URL session grows. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that just to get us off the ground a little bit easier. Because this reads much nicer. Like when we call data for with the request, we append the request to the received args. Like that makes sense. And then we get the next stub and return it. It becomes a little bit easier to read. There we go. Okay, so now we need to update where we use this, and the compiler will help us find those. It also becomes a little bit easier to find now that we have better names here. Build failed. Oh, and the setup for the test, of course. So here we're starting on the received args. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. We do some setup. We make the call. And then we assert that this is what got passed down to the dependency, to the URL session. Perfect. And moving right along, it's the same thing. Oops. It's the same thing down here. So let's run this and see how far we get. This isn't a fully set up test yet. Oh, it actually failed. Look at that. The operation couldn't be... Okay, yeah, let's localize those errors because they are unreadable right now. Can I just say localized error? Do I need to implement something? So when it just says the first error happened, that's like impossible to read. Yeah, it's still saying error 0, so we do need kind of a fuller implementation here. So let's add the error description, and this is what'll get printed out in the error. So because we're enumeration, we can just switch on ourselves. Okay, so let's run this test again, and let's see that the error updated. Cool, stubs are empty. That's true. We didn't stub anything. That's kind of where we ended the stream yesterday. So we don't really need that much interesting stuff in the first stub. Wait, does this need access to the login controller? Maybe I'm thinking a little too far ahead. Let's go one thing at a time. So this is test forbidden response triggers a token refresh. So let's start with stubbing out a forbidden response, and we can use the little helper that we just made. It's a default forbidden response for some URL. And I guess that some URL is /API/endpoint, I guess. So we should be passing up to this far, but we need to make further assertions. Okay, we're not. Oh. Okay, so we got the expected forbidden response. And we also want to say that we hear a refresh happening, and I was thinking that the networking helper would be the one that manages all of this, but I was sort of thinking ahead a moment ago. I wonder if this needs to interact with the login controller. Let's see. Because I think all of this part might be reused. Well, no, wait, yeah. I guess at some point the networking helper needs to, when it stores the new authorization tokens from the server, it needs to at least tell the login controller. Since that's in our sample app, that's currently the it's kind of the root, one of the root objects that manages the state of the current logged in person. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Oh, we don't have a second member? Okay, let's make that real quick. So how are we going to do this? So guard count is greater than 1. Otherwise, return nil. And there we go. So now we have second. And while we're here, we can add in third. Maybe this is going to be like the refresh endpoint. And because we're going to ship this as a library to use on iOS, it's okay. I think it's going to be okay. But we're not expecting any headers, I guess. So this will now we'll have a failing test. Depending on what this URL ends up being, we can always put that in later. So afterwards, all the stubs should be used, and there should be 2 received args so far. So this will be just sort of another fail-safe that everything looks like we expect it to. Yeah. So now we have some failing tests. We can do a little bit of implementing. So we can open up the networking helper. This needs a better name at some point. So instead of just straight up returning, we're going to want to make a second request. So if it's a 403, then we'll do something special. Otherwise, we'll just return the response backwards. Oh, return. And perhaps I should invert this. This is kind of using the guard as the happy path. But I think it's going to make it overall easier to read. Or it might make it harder to read. We will see how it goes. Oh, I love this song. Okay, so if we get to here, then we need to make another request. So a refresh token request. And the URL for that is going to be the auth server URL slash. Oh, we can make an URL relative to the other one. Yeah, string relative to. This is going to be the auth server URL. And we can fill that in by looking at the code for the FQAuth and see what the routes were. Let's head on over to, let's see, where would that controller be? Oh, just token? Okay. Maybe we'll change that before we launch, but that's okay. I bet it's like API token or something. Who uses this? Yeah, it's API/token. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So we're going to get a response, and from this response, we should store stuff into the keychain, and then call ourselves again. Well, I guess for now, I'm going to copy paste it down. This needs to be fixed up. So here we need to like store tokens in keychain, notify login controller that things have changed. Yeah, maybe login controller is doing a little bit too much here. Maybe the current logged in person should be like in a controller all by itself. That's more easy to pass around. And in fact, I'm not going to put that here as a to-do. I'm just going to put it here. Yeah, the current authorization should be the only thing. Maybe we'll have it like a current authorization controller that gets used by all these other ones. So I guess this is the second request. And this is going to be the token from here. So we're going to want to parse that data. And perhaps copy it from the login controller. Oh, this is both. .1, I guess. Yeah, not sure what to do when we have an error here. I was thinking we would try to like pop to the login screen, and I'm not sure how we're going to do that. And for now, I'm just going to reuse that vapor error. And that's something we're going to keep an eye out to move into its own. And what's the problem here? Oh, right, because we don't want to return it necessarily. But we do want to return this response. And we still need to pass this to the, currently it's a login controller. It's going to be a current authorization controller once we get down to here. And this is going to be the new authorization.access token. So that's kind of the sketch of what this is gonna look like. And now we'll need to get it to work and of course clean it up. But let's see how we're doing with the tests. Test failed. Okay. One is not equal to 2. And this should be a token, I guess. Was this just null? Okay, so what didn't work here? Wait, why is this still yellow? Oh, it's never mutated. Okay, fine. Okay, I guess let's put a breakpoint in and see if we're hitting this. Oh, and store in Keychain before I forget. Okay, so we didn't return here. This is what we're expecting. So then, so what's the problem? Stubs are empty. Oh, right, because I only put in one stub. Okay, perfect. That's actually the error we I wasn't expecting it, but that's actually what I should have been expecting to happen. Great. So now we can add in another another stub. This is going to be for API token, and I guess it's not going to be default forbidden. We want to, I guess it's a current authorization object that we want to sort of expect back from this endpoint. So let's go ahead and stick this. I'm kind of cheating a bit. I'm going a little bit forward, but let's make a constant here for I guess successful token response. And I said constant, but I'm predicting this is going to be a function. First paren. First name, last name, new refresh token, new access token. Let's see. So then the response is going to be looking like, well, I guess it's a tuple of a data and a response, HTTP URL response. That's what a response looks like together. Maybe somewhat unfortunate naming there, but that's what we have. This is going to be JSON encoder dot encode auth. And because this is a constant that's right here, I'm just going to go ahead and force it. Yes. That's what we're working on. Thanks for thinking of us, though, Xcode. Yeah, so I guess this URL we can pass in. And maybe we'll pass in these tokens as well. Let's go ahead and clean up the spacing. And what is your error? Expected expression and list of expressions. Oh, am I missing a close paren? No. Let's see, these two match up. These two match up. Everybody has a comma at the end. It looks right to me. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I have too many parentheses down there. Or one. And this one as well. Okay. Let's go back to the test, which is here. Yeah, so instead of the second stubbed response being this forbidden, it's going to be the, what's it called? What we just made there. The, what did we call it? Success token response. And we'll make the second assertion down here. That's what we called it in the fixture. And there might be a reason to pass this in so that we can actually make assertions here. So it's easier to read the assertions rather. As it is now, you have to kind of look in that other file. What's going on, Xcode? What is going on? to running this in the... okay, can't do that. Let's do this on iPhone 14 Pro. The simulator was giving us trouble earlier in the stream, so I switched to running the unit tests on my phone. But now that's still having trouble, so... okay, well, at least it ran. Okay, we have 2 stubs. I'm really confused on why it's expecting more than that. And I guess it's good that we're throwing an error now, because otherwise it'd be kind of failing silently and it'd be even harder to debug. Let's see, so it starts here, URLSession. Oh, because I'm also doing the 3rd one. Oh, okay. I implemented more than my tests were expecting me to implement. Yeah, we'll just have a default success. Just say it worked, whatever it was that we was trying to do. This test does not care what was in there. And oh, I see. This is the assertion for 3rd. Okay. Yeah, so what we're doing here is we're reading back the replay of what we sent to the URLSession. We're saying first try to access this endpoint with this access token. And then we expect the URLSession is going to try to refresh the token because it got a rejection. And then it's going to make the same call, but with the updated access token. And if that happens, we'll have successfully refreshed our tokens. So let's go ahead and run this test. We got 3 instead of 2. That's good. This is an old ngrok thing from yesterday. It's not going anymore, but yeah, I guess this should be the auth server URL / API token. And this, oh, use the existing token. Okay, that's probably a mistake in my implementation. No, I'm passing it in here. From the new authorization. Yeah, so let's pass these tokens in, just so that it makes a little bit more sense when we're reading the test. I'll just do the one for now because that's all we need for this test. I'm not sure why this is calling with the old access token. Yeah, this is third. We're gonna need to put a breakpoint in somewhere. I guess right here. Okay. So here's the new authorization that we got. Not in scope, it's right there. It's 2 lines away. Can I print this? Value may have been optimized out. Value may have been optimized out. Wow, okay. What's the point of a debugger? I guess we can do good old print line debugging. And let's see what we got in here. And then one more new line at the end. Maybe some dashes. Okay, let's go ahead and run that test again. Yeah, we got the new access token. So something's off. I guess something's wrong with our test harness, because we put our breakpoint in and we are getting that. Ah, here it is. Yeah, this needs to get not refactoring there. I guess this used to be request, which is the original one. Okay. Now I'm expecting this to pass. Yay. Okay, let's run the whole file. What is the error? Oh, because this doesn't have any stub set up, and now we're throwing when we don't have a stub. Okay. Nice. So the test passed. So this is exactly how the network helper should behave, but this is not what it should look like. This is incredibly hard to read, and this is also incredibly hard to read. And I guess we still have 2 to-dos here. But let's commit, take a quick little break, and we'll continue on with that. Okay, initial pass at refreshing token behavior from networking controller. Cool. And of course, this is all open source. This is all on my, trying to show my GitHub. This is all on my GitHub, which is linked from my website. So go ahead and check out the code if you like, and I will be back after a short break. Thanks for sticking around. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. We're still working on our open source signing with Apple server, FQAuth. It's here up on GitHub. And right now we're in the sample iOS app. We're using it to make sure that the server works, and we're using it to sort of sketch out how we should write the documentation for how to use it. And also, I'm hoping that a lot of this stuff we can extract into a reusable library for me to use in my apps and for you to use in your own apps too, of course. Now, right before the break, we got our first pass at the test running. And it looks fairly unreadable. And there's a little bit of missing functionality. I guess for starters, we can take out these print statements. We don't need those. Let's see. So we wrote a test on the NetworkHelper. We extracted dependencies. We asserted that multiple calls happen, including the original. Update Keychain. Yeah, so I guess we can continue. Should we continue implementing or continue cleaning up? Let's do some cleanup. Don't want to make too much of a mess. So there's this make request thing that happens over and over again. So let's start by extracting that. And I guess it takes an URL and an HTTP method. Which apparently is a string. And I guess it could take an optional auth token. And you can set it if it exists. Oh, and I guess we can use the new syntax. You don't need to say equals if it's the same name. So let's see. So then, did we make the call at the end? Yes. So we just want to return this. It's going to return an HTTP URL response. Really not sure why Apple did it this way, but they did. Oh, right. This is a data and a one of these. So we should actually force cast it to that. Okay, so the compiler is fairly happy with that. So let's see if we can use this. Oh, and before we do that, we can add a little optional leave off the auth token. Don't worry about it. So at the start, we have one right here. You can say response is make request for URL and HTTP method. And this is try await. And we can pass in the auth token. So let's see if we're still passing all of our tests so far. And we are. That's great. Okay, so I have a little bit of cleanup already. Let's go and do the other ones of these. So I guess right about here will be the next one. So this would be make request of this URL. What's going to be the HTTP method for this? I think it's a post. Where is... Here it is. Yeah, it's a post. Perfect. Or, I don't know why I'm saying perfect, doesn't really matter. It's just a word. Yeah, so we can delete this. Oh, cool. That's nice. And then I think we have one more. Yeah, down here. So this is going to be the same as up above, just now we're going to have a different auth token. It's the same URL, same HTTP method, but now we're going to use this access token. Oh, and these clean up nicely. That's nice. Let's hop over to the tests. Let's run them. Did we break anything? No, we didn't break anything. Wonderful. So let's commit that little bit of cleanup and do a little bit more. So we remove the print lines. I don't think we need to comment on that in the commit message. I guess we reduce duplication by extracting a make request helper. Okay, so what else? Let's see. So let's kind of read it from the top. Maybe that'll give us some insight. So first we check if we have a token, otherwise we're not logged in. Make the request. Then we check the status of the response. If it's not 403, then we just return the response. This is a little funny. Because guard usually means like something bad, like we're guarding for something. But I mean, either of these are bad necessarily. It's just what we do next. Now this is a little hard to read. I feel like this could be a computed variable or a constant or something. So we get the refresh token response. These parentheses we don't need anymore. And I guess here we could turn this into a guard. Like it better be successful, otherwise we try to get an error out of that thing. And then we don't have deeply nested ifs, which get really hard to read. So this isn't even that repetitive from what we had before in the login controller. We're just decoding the login error, which is just, I don't know. You don't really need to, like we could, but we don't really need to extract that. Just JSON decoder, decode that. Same thing with the current authorization. Okay, let's run the test one more time. Cool. So I mean, maybe like all of this goes into like a separate method, like refresh and retry, something like that. Yeah, so we have like a refresh token helper method that could kind of do all of this, and then once this is, yeah, kind of all of this can go into here, and it can just return the new token, I guess. Let's just say string. We can say this is async throws. Yeah, I guess one thing here is we're about to have a side effect. We're going to have some side effects inside of this refresh token thing. Other than that, it looks really nice. Yeah, maybe we should just get back should return the entire current authorization so we don't have a side effect in that method. And once we do that, we can see that we can inline this. Oops, new authorization dot access token. And let's see, did we break anything? Let's run the tests. Cool. Let's see. So I guess the next thing would be, I guess that's kind of enough cleanup for now. Let's go ahead and store it in the keychain when we get the new one. So let's add, ooh, this test needs some cleanup. Holy cow. Yeah, so I guess what jumps out at me is that it would be nice to have a cleaner way to make a stub. It'd be nice to have a cleaner way to do these assertions here. And I guess those can be helper methods for now here in this test. They aren't being used anywhere else yet. Yeah, so I guess what we're doing now is clean up. Let's clean out some of these completed ones. Well, those are nice for doing the stream summaries later. Okay, let's just leave it like that, I guess. Okay, so what's a nicer way we could make a stub? So I guess what's interesting is the status code and the URL. And what's this access token for? Oh, it's for stubbing out the token response. That's part of the response. Okay, so let's try it. And I guess the stub is this thing here, which is kind of unwieldy. It's a tuple we have to keep passing around. It'd be nice if we had a type there. Let's see, so status is an integer, URL can be a string, and or maybe this should be a function on URLSession, because then we have to append it here. And what would be nice would be to say something like URLSession dot add stub status of 200 URL of this. And then I guess for this one, make a successful token stub. Something like that. And I guess because the new token URL is always the same URL, it's like the server that we're hitting, the server we're interacting with, you can probably leave that out. Yeah, so I'm thinking that if we make these 3 lines look like this, the test will be easier to read. What's a better name for this? Add refresh stub. With this token. Yeah, something like that. You can see that these endpoints line up. Okay, so let's go ahead and create these. These go on FakeURLSession. And I'm gonna copy it in. So this is an integer. This is a string, I guess. So this is going to be self.stubs.append. I guess just an empty data, really. And then whatever this is. This is a little funky to read. Let's see. Let's extract some stuff. And I guess oh, okay. There we go. Balance the parens. Okay, so that is these first two lines. So now let's do this line. And this is going to be a string. Oh, this is actually, yeah, we can yoink this from here. So stub will equal that, and we can just append the stub. Yeah, and then if we need, we can add these as parameters too to here. And the URL is a constant basically. And is this on? Oh, let's just write it out. /API/token. Build failed, missing return in instance. Oh, because I started this and decided against it right away and forgot to delete it. And then we don't need these stubs anymore. Nice. Let's see if the other tests in here can be updated. Yeah, basically. Did it run? Like, it runs so fast. Like, Xcode can be very temperamental, so... Well, anyway. Okay. And then let's see, this, the asserts at the end are also a little hard to read. So let's make an assertion helper. Let's see, what are we trying to assert here? This is not as clear to me as okay. Let me see. Like assert received args. And yeah, we can take the, this one is the URL and the header. Yeah, I guess we can assert that the header is empty, actually. Okay. So it's a data and an HTTP URL response on the one side. And on the other side is, I guess the URL and the authorization header. Which can be nil. And whenever we're making our own assert, it's nice to pass in this little bit here to get nicer error messages, I guess is a short way to say it. It's where the little red arrow shows up. If we do this, then it'll show up where we're about to use this. So let's do 1 here. So we want the third one to be I guess we're expecting this URL with this access token. And what's the problem? No, this needs URL. This needs token. Oh, okay. I'm not calling oh, and we can say this is optional, and we can unwrap that it's not null. Okay, that'll be nice. XCT unwrap. I guess we'll call this a full response because it's the data or data and response. I don't like things that say and in them as names, but for here we'll allow it. And I guess this is a maybe So we'll let the actual data and response equal and try to unwrap. And what's the error here? Value of type URL request, expected argument type. Oh, that's true, isn't it? This is supposed to be an URL request. Yes, we did mean to use try. Cool. So we can assert equal that data and this is just request now. Okay. Update the names. And what do we have here? So request.URL should equal the URL of this string. And then we can also assert the header, right? Yeah. XCT assert equal request dot value for authorization. I guess this is more auth header than the token itself. No, I think the same token makes sense, and we'll add this little bearer bit to the assertion in here. So we want this to equal now this could be nil, and so we can just do an if let here. And if it's nil, then we'll assert that if the token that was passed in was nil, we'll make an assertion that the authorization header is nil. Assert nil. There we go. And I'm also kind of feeling like maybe this should move onto the URLSession the fake URLSession that we were working on. Because then we could make it look like, let's see, URLSession dot assert received at index like 3. And then like continue on from what we had before. Something like that. So let's go ahead and move this over to here. index int. Oh, and this needs import XCTest. I guess this could be an extension on it instead of it cluttering up this file, especially after that import. Let's say FakeURLSession dot what did we call it? I'll just say assert for now. Wait, what? Oh, wait a minute. Just make a Swift file. Okay. Okay. Extension on FakeURLSession. And bring this in. And import XCTest. I deleted it, right? Cool. This is exactly what I was expecting. So we can say that we can assert that the index that we're asking for is below the current count of how many stubs we have for starters. So less than. And then I guess you still want to be a little bit safe here. I guess you need a throw. So this would be args index out of bounds or something like that. And we can add that to our little switch here. Yes, so this will be errors dot receive errors out of bounds, and we'll say the index that was requested. Cool, so now we're safe. Now we can say that we can get the request out. Received args of the index. What's the error? Requires that, conform to equatable? Oh, equatable isn't automatically provided anymore because I added an associated value. Okay. Okay, we just need to opt into it. It's all clear. Okay, run the test. Tests are still passing. And we need to pass in these things to our assertions here. So file, file, and line, line. Cool. So this is redundant now. And this is redundant now. So let's do this first one, since it's going to match the closest. This is going to be at index 0. We're expecting to go with the existing endpoint. And then this middle one, I guess we can write this from scratch. I'll do it under. At index 1 of this URL with no token. Cool. And it turns out that we're not using these little helpers that we made for second and third into an array. And now this test looks much nicer to read. I guess the only eyesore now is this this keychain at the top of each one. And perhaps we could store that. Oh, and we don't need this anymore, right? Perhaps this could go into like the setup methods. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this can, that collapses and that collapses. There we go. So we add some stubs, we make a networking call, we make assertions on what happened. That's great. So much easier than what we had before. So we can commit that. We can say we cleaned up the networking tests. Cool. Yeah, so we have 2 more tasks. And they kind of go right about here. Kind of go right here, but I think this is a good place to stop for today. We got quite a bit done. We finished extracting dependencies for this networking helper so that we could make it testable. We ended up adding a lot of functionality to our FakeURLSession to make our tests easier to read. And we made the assertions for the behavior of the networking helper, namely that when we get a 403 response from our server, we try to get a new refresh token. And also, I guess there's like a little bit of a missing test. A little bit of a missing test here is that this needs to pass along the refresh token. Let's see, networking helper dot refresh token needs to pass along refresh token. Right now, it just posts to that endpoint with not much information. And yeah, if it fails, then yeah, I guess that behavior needs to be encoded somehow. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for the new follows. Welcome to the community. Join the Discord. My website is FQAuth that has links to my open source projects and my current apps in the App Store. Do something tonight that an AI could never do. Desire something, want something, and be human.